out this week. I think we texted over 3,000 people in the last month. So fantastic job, Amy. Awesome. We're going to record in 3, 2, 1. And are you ready? Here we go. Welcome back to the 52 Weeks to Wealth. My name is Walter Morello, the real estate mentor, and we have been traveling through these 52 weeks for the last 30 weeks. This is Wealth Principle 30. Wealth Principle 30 stands for is attracting the right mentors to hit your goals. Hands to the camera if you want to make more money this year. You'd like to make more cash. We're talking US dollars. Yes, hands to the camera, more cash, US dollars. All right, hands to the camera if you want to do it with less work to make those dollars. Excellent. The reason I say US dollars is because our currency is the strongest. Hey, congratulations to America. We've done a great job of making sure that everybody wants our stuff. So when you're deciding to start your business, when you're getting into it, there is one thing that you must know. I want you to grab a pen and paper to see, let's do an exercise here, see if you know what it is. Now, the design behind the 52 Weeks to Wealth is, while you're grabbing that paper, the design behind the 52 Weeks to Wealth is to double your income, double your net worth. Hands to camera if you make that commitment. That's what you're here for. You're interested in doubling your income, doubling your net worth. Excellent. You greedy bastards. I can't believe you're all on a call to make more money. How could somebody be so money obsessed? I've heard this so often. Who's been told they're money obsessed? Obsessed with money. All you think about is money. Who's been told that before? Anybody? I'm not the only one, right? They're right. They're right. We're more obsessed with money, aren't we? Because we focus on never having to work again, but they're focused on getting home. Like they just want to put their 40 hours in, their 50, 60 hours in. Who knows that the person who's told them you're obsessed with money is working more than 40 hours a week? Who's seen that? Oh, no shit. What are they doing with their 40 hours? They're obsessed with money. They're the ones who are obsessed with money. That's why they go to work constantly working to get that little piece of paper. They work just enough to make just enough to get by. Who's noticed they live paycheck to paycheck, don't they? The people telling you you're obsessed with money. Now we make more money than we need because we're not about just making money. We're about serving other people. That's why we have an abundance of money. Hence, Cam, for catching this. So I want you to take on that piece of paper. I want you to write down, or you can drop it in the chat, your goal. What is your goal for 2022? Because by the way, this is September. Your goal had better be getting close to done. Otherwise, it's time to do something very serious to change it. Hence, Cam, if you're recognizing you got 3 months left. There's 3 months left to hit your goal for 2022. That's it. And for many of you, you set your goal at the 100 Millionaire Summit last year, which is now 55 days away. So you've got 55 days to hit whatever goal you set that you were going to do within a year. Hence, Cam, if that's giving you a little anxiety. The people who were at the event last year, it's like, wow, 55 days. It's insane. But it's important to set goals. And if we don't have goals, then how could we ever reach them? Has anybody ever gotten a goal they didn't reach? They didn't decide they wanted? Has anybody ever accidentally gotten a goal? That's because somewhere in your subconscious mind, you wanted it. Somewhere in your subconscious mind or somewhere somebody around you wanted it. Has anybody hit goals that somebody else wanted them to hit? Anybody? Hit goals somebody else wanted to hit? Yeah, you all have. You're all walking, aren't you? You all go to the bathroom on your own. You all shower yourselves on your own. I guarantee you have hit goals that other people have set for you. So it's definitely a thing that we do as human beings. We hit goals, whether they're our goals or somebody else. So I want you to, on this piece of paper, write your goal, the one that you want to do, the one that's important for your life. Write the goal that you are going to accomplish this year, 2022. Don't you tell me you're going to be a billionaire. I know every single one of you on the call that you're not going to be a billionaire in the next 90 days. Hands to camera if you know, I know you that well, right? Because you've never said it. You never thought about it. You never put a plan together. You have not been spending the last 2 or 3 years working towards it. So write down a goal that you know you're going to accomplish. The goal that you want, it'd be a stretch. I want it to be a little stretch. So while you're writing that down, the reason I'm telling you to write down a goal is because the only goal that matters, the only way this principle matters is if you're excited about it. If you're not excited about the goal, you're not going to work for it. And I want you to pick something that you're willing to work for. So as we dive deeper into Wealth Principle 30, let me know if you see it on the screen, Wealth Principle 30. We can see the words. Excellent.
Yes.
So as we dive deeper into Wealth Principle 30, the concept of attracting people into your life is something we've been talking about a lot about in this community. Hence, Camera F5 have been pushing attracting the right people into your life for years now. Excellent. Who here has been on this journey with us for more than 3 months? Who's been in this wealth journey for more than 3 months? Who's been on this wealth journey for less than 3 months? Who's been just with us, particularly with Alchemist Nation? Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Who's been on this 52 weeks to wealth for more than 1 season? Is this your 2nd season? 3rd season? Hands up if you've been on this more than 3 years. Give these guys a round of applause. Why would they keep coming back? It's because we double our income, double our net worth. Maybe they weren't satisfied with what they had before, or maybe they just like hanging out with the shiny bald guy. Maybe they just like hanging out with this group of people who are pushing themselves to get to the next level. That's what attracting the right people into your life creates: fun. You can make money and have fun. So we're going to be attracting mentors. And the reason we're going after mentors is because this is the unfair advantage that I have found in success. And it's the unfair advantage that I found in every single interview I've done in the Alchemist Nation podcast, was that every rich person I ever interviewed was like, well, because this is the question I asked: who's watched the Alchemist Nation podcast before? Who's seen one of my episodes? I ask at the very end, I ask a very special secret question. And it's this: what are the 3 things, if you could travel back in time, that you would tell your 20-year-old self? What 3 pieces of advice would get you here faster, happier, and richer with deeper relationships? What 3 things would you go back in time and tell your 21-year-old self? And consistently, what they always say is this: I would believe in myself, set a goal. I wish I could go back and just tell myself what was possible, like what I'm actually capable of, because then I would aim a little higher. And then I would make sure that I found myself a mentor. I would get somebody who's already done it. I would read more, I would study more. And then the third one, always, they always say it: massive action. I would just take massive action. Tell them to go take massive action. And some of them will vary and say, trust people more. Some will say, hey, get the right spouse, like, be a little, like, spend a little bit more time, like, thinking about that decision, bring in partners earlier in the game. Like they vary on like what action they would take, but very consistently, they always say, get the right mentor immediately. Set a powerful goal, believe it's possible, and then get a right mentor. And the reason is because I'm not talking about the fast track. I'm not saying like you're going to skip steps. What I'm saying is you're going to take the right steps. This is not a cheat code to like skip things and end up with a flimsy empire. This is do the right things the right way at the right time so that your empire lasts. Hence, if you're looking for legacy wealth for your family, not just like little money here, while you're alive. You want generations after you to be impacted and not have to think about money. So we're in the right room. I just want to make sure I'm hanging with the right people. So as we're going through this, I'm going to show you the 4 steps to attract the right mentors. Hands to camera if we agree, we want mentors. That is the right thing for us to get to the next level. Excellent. I still get mentors. When I'm stretching and reaching to get to that next level, which I'm going after the $1 billion, I'm reaching up to guys who've done it already. And in my network, I now have 2 billionaires who are mentoring me, people who are like, yeah, this is how you do it. This is what you focus on. And a lot of the things I'm learning are things they didn't teach me or I didn't think about when I was growing up or being raised. Hands to camera if you didn't have a billionaire in your life. All right. Because if you did, I want the connection. I was just checking. So we're going to go through the process of finding the right mentors. And before I do that, let me tell you a story about not having the right mentors. Broke, divorced, unattractive, unhealthy, and it's all in the book here. That was before having the right mentors. Broke to $250,000 was I got a mentor, changed my life. Hence, Karen, if you've seen that in your life so far, somebody in your life has given you some guidance, some advice. Awesome. So that's the story. In a nutshell, go read the book. And number 1, you have to create goals, because without a goal, a mentor is useless. I say this all the time about coaching. You have to create a goal and you have to stick to it. Otherwise, the coach can't get you there. And a lot of times I get this question of what is the difference between a coach and a mentor? Anybody know the difference between a coach and a mentor, or would like to hear it? Okay. A coach is somebody who has done something similar, who has a skill set of helping people take action. That is what a coach does. They sit on the sidelines and they help you take right action based on them either watching other people take right action, studying their right actions, or possibly coaches could be retired from the field, from the industry, and now they're showing you how to do right action. Hands to camera if you understand. Coaches are good at right action based on goals. Excellent. Mentors, on the other hand, are actively in the field doing the thing while they're talking to you. So they can only ever help you get what they have gotten. A mentor cannot help you get what they have not gotten yet. A coach could, and in most cases, will help you get to something they've never done personally. Because a coach is focused on actions. You tell them the goal, they're going to go research what actions it takes, and they're going to tell you what actions to take. Ask Karen if that makes sense. So if you don't have a goal, don't hire a coach. That would be absolutely ridiculous. If you have a strong, solid goal, a coach could be valuable. On the mentorship side, when you're looking at a mentor, do they have the thing that I'm looking for? If they do not have the thing that you are looking for, that is not a mentor. They could potentially be a coach. Are they doing the thing that I'm looking to be doing? If they are not doing the thing you're looking to be doing, that is not a mentor. It could be a coach. Does that make sense? We're grasping this. Here's the other thing before we go into the second step. Mentors don't have a lot of time for you because they're actively doing the thing that you want to do. We're grasping this? So with a mentor, it's tidbits. It's you ask questions, they give answers. With a coach, you jump on a call, they tell you what to do. Right? A little bit of here's what I did, here's what I need to do next. With a mentor, you ask very specific questions, they give you very specific answers. We're grasping the difference between coaches and mentors in this call, right? Excellent. Very cool. So you've set your goal. Handscan, if you already said it earlier in this conversation, we already got the goal set. Perfect. Excellent. What a smart bunch. Next is you've got to identify potential mentors. So step 2, who in your market has what you want? And with the mentors, you want, so here's my overall view for this. You want 3 coaches, 2 mentors, and a mastermind. This is your bare minimum to massive success faster. And the reason you have 3 coaches, 1 for health, 1 for wealth, 1 for relationships. And scare if you know you need all 3. You don't want to get there rich, fat, and unhappy. You want to have the right body. You want to be able to live and enjoy, be flexible. You want to have the right people around you, so that your riches are actually really like fulfilling, right? So health, wealth, and relationships. So 3 coaches, 1 to make sure that you're paying attention in each one of those arenas. And then the 2 mentors. 1 is a local mentor in your market who is slaying it. Remember, they're busy. So you just ask them specific questions. And then 1 who's outside of your market who is probably slaying it even more. And the reason you go to the outside coach and the inside coach is for different things. The local market mentor is also a competitor. So they're not exactly going to give you their sales, marketing, and negotiation strategies because that would be stupid for them, right? That would be like literally be like, hey, go take all my clients from me. So what they will teach you though is here's how the local market looks like. Those are streets not to buy on. That's a law that you have to follow here in this market, right? Like they will give you guidelines locally so that you do things properly and you don't get crushed. And so maybe you do things a little bit better and faster. The outside the coach or the mentor who's external from your market is going to be able to teach you sales, marketing, negotiation strategies, because they don't care how great you get. It does not impact their business in any way. Hence, if you recognize that's important. It's very important to have a mentor who you're not competing with and a mentor who you may compete with, because you're going to learn a lot more locally from the mentor you're competing with, but they could never give you the stuff that would take them out of the business. We grasp how that works, right? The goal when you serve a mentor is never to compete with your mentor. It is to support your mentor in whatever relationship you build. If they start smelling that you're trying to take their empire, they're probably going to cut you off. Hence, if you understand that's not a good way to build a good relationship. So the goal would either be to position yourself as one day I want to buy your company or buy your assets or buy your investments, or one day I want to partner with you, right? Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. He talks about the story of Edward Barnes going and talking to Edison. And that is the idea was, I want to partner with Edison. I want to be one-on-one business partners, not just an employee with Edison. And that was his mindset. And that's what he ended up achieving. And so Edison never felt like there was an issue there because he had somebody who wanted to partner with him, not somebody who wanted to take over his business. Hence, if you recognize you're dealing with players when you're working with your mentor, like these are people who they should be way above you, way outside of like your range. So if they smell that you're coming after them, they're going to be smart not to take you in. That would be very dangerous to let a wolf into your pack, right? Like, don't let a wolf into your sheep's, into your herd. Number 2 is you must identify your potential mentors and make sure that you know who they are. Hands cam if you already know kind of mentors in your market. You got a couple people you're thinking of that you know could mentor you to get to your goal. Awesome. All right. And if you want, drop it in the chat. Drop in the chat who you think might be a great mentor for you, either local or external. And as we're going on to the next one, this number 3 is really powerful. Where are they? Once you've identified who they are, you must identify not just like where do they live? That's creepy, although that may have to be effective if you can't find where they're hanging out, but where are they spending their time? And I don't just mean physically. Most of my mentors, I didn't actually know how to find them physically. I had to go find them virtually, right? In this amazing world of social media and Zoom, I'm able to pull people that I never would have had access to and I never would have known about. Hands care if there's people you know about now that you've never met in person. I might be one of them, although we'll change that at the 100 Millionaire Summit coming up in October. I'll meet everybody in person, which would be fantastic. Get those high fives, get those selfies. But there are people you have access to right now because of this internet thing, because of this social media game that you could reach out to. So find out where they're hanging out, where are they spending their time? And you want to go have a conversation with them. You want to connect with them. If they're on Facebook, go have a conversation in the DM. But if they're super high, like super above you, like in your mind anyway, perceived, like no reason for them to want to talk to you, you may want to start with liking their stuff, commenting, sharing, and then jumping into the DM and saying, hey, I've seen and followed your posts. This is something I think might be valuable to you based on what you tell me your goals are, based on your posts on these platforms. Hands to camera for catching. This is a simple strategy. Excellent. And just to be clear and full disclosure, why do I teach this stuff? It's because I'm on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. So if you're not looking to be a millionaire, now's a good time to log off because I'm not interested in having a conversation beyond $1 million. That's care if you recognize you're still here to make $1 million. That is a goal. Even if it's your second million, a third million, a fourth million, I'm fine. We can kick around as long as we're making $1 million. That's always the goal we're looking at. The other thing is 100 millionaires inspired to build 100 millionaires. So hands camera, if you would pay it forward, teach somebody how to do it if they asked you. They came along. All right. So a bunch of good people. So we'll continue on with this. Now, finding a mentor may be a little difficult at first. Because mentors, like I said earlier, they're busy. They're doing things. They're out there grinding. They're hustling. Now, there's a lot of fakes out there. There's a lot of people who are like, mentor on their Facebook profile. Guess what they do? They sell courses. Hands camera if you've seen one of those, right? Shit, I sell courses too. But there's a lot out there who are not mentors, they're coaches. They just recognize that mentor is a great branding tactic. Who knows? That's probably very true. They're not actually doing the thing. They did the thing, or they heard about the thing, or they read about the thing, and they realized they made a lot of money to put that in their title. So be suspect of people who are not actively doing the thing that you want to do. Hands camera if you make that commitment. It is up to you. I'm telling you to find mentors. I'm telling you to grab mentors, but I'm not telling you who to work with, who to find, and who to have conversations with. We're catching this, right? I mean, I did just point at me, as I said, like work with me because I'm a great mentor in the things that I have done. And the things I have not done, I'm not the one. Next, we want to go into step 4. Now this, hands camera if you know kind of where your mentors are right now. You could define them. You could determine where they're at. You could go reach out to them. Awesome. At the end of this, we'll open up to some questions. If there are questions around finding that mentor. Number 4, and possibly the most important of all, find ways to add value. Find ways to make yourself attractive to your mentor. Find ways to make yourself a valuable asset to this person that you're asking to commit to your success because they have no reason to commit to you. Some of those ways may be paying them. And if paying them doesn't work, then some of those ways may be bringing them deals, bringing them business. If bringing them deals and paying them doesn't work, then maybe some of those ways are to go out and bring them connections that they're looking for, bring them people that they're looking for. Another thing could be connecting them with money or financing or options that they weren't aware about. So you have a couple of different ways to add value Some mentors are just looking to be just to hang out with people, just to be validated. So there are some that will just want to hang out and high five. They're a little harder to find because they tend to be very quiet. They're not getting a lot of high fives from other people, so they're like, hidden under the radar, hard to find. But those, if you want a free mentor, is somebody who's absolutely lonely but super successful. Hence, care if they're out there too. Having money doesn't mean you're going to be surrounded with a bunch of people. Some people make the money to never have to see people again. Hence, care if a few of those people. Right? It's one of you. It's possible. Hey, y'all can get rich, so I never have to see people again. Never have to have another conversation. In fact, I used to convince myself that was the reason I was getting rich. I was like, dude, I don't ever want to talk to anybody ever again. I have no idea how I'm the one here in front of the 3 different cameras, and you guys are hanging out saying, yeah, keep talking, bro. So give yourselves a round of applause. Somehow the universe will create things that you don't think you want or don't know you want. So if you're open to what the universe is sending you, you may find yourself doing what I'm doing one day. Hence, Karen, if you'd be okay with that. You willing to support other people? All right. So a few of you are like, no, please no. Like, don't put me on the camera. I don't want to do it. It's all right. Just pick up the phone, shoot the text back, go to Alchemist Nation, give people answers. It's all part of the process. Hence, Karen, if you're having fun with this, if you've gotten some valuable knowledge. All right. So other ways to add value. The easiest way, and this is how like the level of things goes. The easiest way to get a mentor is through payment. That is the easiest, because payment is a replacement for relationship time or experience or favors done to a person. Payment means you've done favors for somebody else and they gave you cash, so you can now pass this along to somebody else. Hence, if you know how money works now. That was a cool little lesson. The second one is bring deals. Bringing deals requires skill. One requires knowing what deals your mentor might be interested in. And then 2, the skill set, the ability to bring those deals to said mentor. And again, if you're a real estate investor, that could be bringing real estate deals. Maybe that's wholesaling or being an agent. The other avenue for adding value is possibly connections. So you'd have to be connected to people that the mentor would want to connect with that they're not already connected with. And Cameron, for catching that could be, if not more work than like finding the deals, at least as much work as finding the deals, is going and finding other people and connecting with them and connecting those people together. And then the final one, which is, the smile, handshake, high five, spend some quality time with them, maybe take out the trash for them, work in their business. That one is a lot of time and harder to find. But when you do find it, great opportunity, because you don't have to pay for, and you don't have to bring deals for, and you don't have to make connections for. You're just, spending your time with that mentor. Hence, Cameron, if all 4 work, they do. They're very effective. Excellent. So it's in what we just wrote down. I want you to decide which avenue you're gonna who you're gonna connect with, and which avenue you're gonna go after. We have created something. Who's heard of the Recession Proof Challenge? Who's heard of this challenge already? Excellent. So in the Recession Proof Challenge, I've set it up so that you can find and identify 100 people who could be your potential millionaires, or who are already millionaires, or who could be, one of them could be a mentor, right? One or a few of them could be mentors. The Recession Proof Challenge, who's already in it? Who's crushing it with us in August's first version of this? Excellent. Give yourselves a round of applause. I've seen it. I see the posts on Facebook. I see you on the live calls. In the next version of it in September, it's going to be a little bit easier and a little bit more focused. So a little bit more intense, because now we've gone through one whole version of this. We've built our connections, and I've identified where the weaknesses were. Who noticed that as we went through this challenge, that some things were a little harder than you expected them to be, a lot harder. And then some things were easier than you expected them to be. Some things were like, wow, that was super simple. As we were going through it, we discovered where the average participant struggled and where the average participant excelled. And a lot of the challenges we've taken and we've put them aside and said, okay, this mission, maybe to simplify it, we do a different mission before that, so that the mission's a little bit more obvious. And I know I'm speaking in code, but let's say one of the challenges is to go and build a landing page. Who knows, that sounds complex, like a complex process. Yeah. So I actually have a company that for $200 to $300, they can build a landing page for you. So you don't have to go through that process. A lot easier. Like just to pay somebody to do it. I agree. So anybody who's been through the challenge now knows like there's other options. For anybody who's not been through the challenge, the idea behind the recession proof is you've got to get people around you who have money. Like that's how you become recession proof. It's not from working hard. You can never outwork a recession. It's from connecting with the right people. It's from like one or two good relationships that have the deals and the money you're looking for. If you were looking to become a millionaire this year, let's just say, just for fun, that you decide you want to be a millionaire by the end of 2022. Hands to the camera if you could visualize what that would be like, if you can kind of imagine what your life might be like if you crush that goal. Would you like a strategy on how to get there? Would that be interesting? Excellent. So before I say this, let me first say I'm not guaranteeing you anything. You got to go take the action to do this. But if you were to take this action, you would end up being a millionaire. Buy a $5 million property for $4 million with somebody else's money, or buy a $5 million property for $3 million with a partner. And now the partner is 50-50, they get $1 million, you get $1 million. And when you say, oh, well, that's not possible, Ron and I 2 or 3 years ago, we bought a $3.5 million portfolio for $840,000. So I know that it's possible. I know those deals exist. Hands to camera, if we've done it, you could do it. Yes. And that was brought to us through having a network, through building a community. So here's what we do in the challenge. And here's how I did that deal. One person brought me that property. One person, one relationship. And then in another conversation after I already had that deal, a group of people that I spoke in front of, that was our community, brought me the money to do the deal. So I didn't have to put any money into this deal. Darina, can we mute whoever's mic is jumping in here and there? So if you wanted to theoretically become a millionaire in the next, let's say 3 months before the end of the year, you would have to do 2 things. First, you'd have to connect with a lot of the right people. Hands to camera if you know that's what we do in the Recession Proof Challenge. You'd have to connect with a lot of the right people. They'd have to have either money or access to deals. You would have to do it. There's nobody who do this for you. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning and get you out of bed to go and make the phone calls or meet up at the coffee shop or go to the meetup group or go to the person's house or the person's business to say hi and handshake them. Hands to camera if you recognize you are the reason you're not rich right now. Okay, just checking. I want to make sure you aren't blaming anybody else. It's my mom's fault. It's my dad's fault. It's the church's fault. It's the country's fault. No, dude, all of those things, everybody else in this room had them, right? Dude or dudette, right? What's going to make you successful is you are going to go take the right action, which is reach out, connect with the person who has the money and the person who has the deal. And if you're struggling to get there, connect with the mentor who can show you how to get there. But in the Recession Proof Challenge, all I'm going to show you is how to connect with the right people. That's it. I'm not showing you how to evaluate real estate deals. I'm not going to show you how to strategize. I mean, in Alchemist Nation, we'll do that for free. Like, send us deals. We'll take a look at them because we might potentially invest in those deals. Is that okay? If we potentially invest in people's deals? Not saying I will, because most of the deals I get sent are not in deals I'm interested in. Is that okay if I only invest in things that make money? All right. I want to make sure I have permission to be a successful investor. And I want you to have permission to be a successful investor. Say no to stuff that doesn't work, but never say just no. Say no, but this works better. Always counter back with an offer that makes more money for you, that actually makes the deal interesting. Say, look, it doesn't work for me, but it will work at this. Right? It'll work at this number. So in this 90-day challenge, 30-day challenge, well, it's not 90 days, 30-day challenge, all I'm going to teach you is how to find the right mentor, how to find the right people to bring capital to, and how to find the right deals, how to find the people who are going to bring you deals. I am not going to show you anything else. Does that make sense? I'm only going to show you how to surround yourself with people who you will have to speak with and ask them for things, or people who you're going to have to speak with and they're going to ask you for things, because it's not about who you know that will make you rich. It's about who knows you. Write that down, because there's too many people out there saying it's all about who you know. Yeah. You know why they got rich? It's because of who they know. Bullshit. Right? I know a lot of people. I know fucking Elon Musk, right? I know who he is. I can't get him. I be trying to reach out to him. I hit him on Twitter. He didn't respond. Thanks, Cam, if you grasp this. It's not about who you know. It's about who knows you. And that's what we're going to show you in the recession-proof challenge, is how to get other people to know you. Now, there's some work involved. So as I prepare everybody for the second version of the second recession-proof challenge for round 2 of this in September, starting September 1st, which if you don't register now, which, oh, by the way, I got to tell you the book of the week. Who here has read this book? Anybody? I know Mike Shine's on the call. Who's read the Tribe of Mentors book of the week? I guess I'll do it. Excellent. So Tribe of Mentors is written by Tim Ferriss. This is our book of the week, usually done by our holistic attorney, the keeper of the books, Michael Shine, the closer. But he is with Roatan this week. So he dropped his kids off at the airport. His wife's off at the airport, one of the cats. So Tribe of Mentors is a book full of other people's stories. It's full of successful people that Tim Ferriss went out and he interviewed them. And basically, it's the ultimate choose your own adventure book, a compilation of tools, tactics, habits, and some of the skills from 130 plus of the world's most famous and most successful performers, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, billionaire investors. And he goes a little bit into their story, but then he tells you like all of their tips and strategies for getting. So I may end this call here. Did you hear what I said? Did it come through really quick? Not at all.
You're muted, brother. You're muted.
All right. Let me know if my service is coming through fast now. We're back. All right. So TikTok, Instagram, I'm going to let you guys go. Go click the link in the bio for the recession proof challenge. And hopefully we'll have better service if I do that. Tim Ferriss book. Who heard the review? Did I skip out on the review there? Heard it. The review got through.
Review.
Excellent. Strong suggestion is go read the book. The book has over 130 successful entrepreneurs, business owners, athletes, artists, performers, actors. And what they've done is they've put into here, he's put little bios, little stories about them, but then mostly just put in their strategies, how they became successful. You don't have to read the whole thing. In fact, I strongly suggest that you do not read the whole thing. Just go through, flip through some of the pages and find the people you like. For me, I went straight to Gary Vee. I was like, hey, what'd Gary Vee do? And I had a blast reading his story. So there's a lot of really good ones in here. Strong suggestion is at least own it. That's not one that I say get on Audible, because if you get on Audible, it's story. You're talking about 20 something hours. Hence, Karen, that's a good book to check out, but also a good understanding when checking it out. Very good. Awesome. Recession proof challenge. So Dorina, can we drop the link if anybody's interested? Hands in camera if you know you're doing it again. Coming with us in September 1st. You're already lined up. You're already set up to do it. Awesome. So if you're new, you have not done it, this is your chance. I'm not doing it again in October. I'm not doing it in November. I'm not doing it in December because I have the 100 Millionaire Summit coming up. It's only 55 days away. I made a post today letting everybody know 55 days. And I'm more excited about that event. And I have to take it very seriously because as we've been getting people who are sending in their surveys from Your Millionaire Path, who's gone to yourmillionairepath.com and sent in a survey? Who's done one of those? As I've been reviewing those, I'm preparing my talks, my strategies around what I'm seeing will be in the room. We're going to be sending out 1 or 2 more surveys so I can tighten up what I'm talking about and what the other speakers are talking about. Because when we sign them up, they're like, hey, what do your community need to hear? I want to know that answer. And if you know, it's really powerful if you go to an event where they specialized it, like really specifically dialed it in to the people they knew were going to be there. Absolutely. So the 100 Millionaire Summit is my main focus, but I know that we have to do this recession-proof challenge in order to get everybody to the next level. So in the recession-proof challenge, we're going to require 4 things. Who here knows what those 4 things are? We're going to require that you reach out to 10 people a day. 4 people are going in the database. You're going to have to make a social media post every single day. And you're going to have to read 10 pages in a book, one of the 3 books that we've chosen. Dorina, can you hold up Meet 100 People on the screen there? So one of the books is Meet 100 People by Pat Headley. Another is a classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And the third is Endless Referrals by my personal friend, Bob Berg. And Endless Referrals is all about getting the people that you connect with to send you business. If people are not sending you business, they are not friends. Just to be clear, they don't actually like you. They don't actually care about your business. They just they high five you. They say they care, but they don't actually care about you putting food on your table for your family, your kids, your spouse. Hands can if you recognize that's the truth. If they're not sending you business, they don't actually care about your well-being. They say they care, but they don't show that they care. Hence, Karen, if you recognize there's a lot of people in your life that are exactly that right now. Like there's a lot of friends, family that are just like, oh yeah, I hope you're doing good. They don't they hope you're doing good because that means they don't have to like bother with you. It means that they don't have to take care of you. All of my friends send me business. I send business to my friends. I pay my friends, or I start businesses with my friends. I offer free information, free advice to my friends who also offers this like free information, free advice to their friends. Awesome. Hell yeah. I also charge my friends. I charge my friends for advice and for things because the free stuff they didn't do. I have had to charge my family because all of the years of me saying, oh, hey, you should do this. In fact, today pissed me off. You want to hear a story that pissed me off? Something frustrated the shit out of me. One of my family members tells me, I'm on Snapchat, we're talking. He says, yeah, I took out a mortgage to buy crypto. I was like, bro, like I just literally just told you not to leverage crypto. And he's like, yeah, but it'll come back eventually. I was like, dude, you have access to me. You have unfeathered like access to me that nobody else has. And you're doing stupid things with your money. And then he told me, it's like, well, 5 years from now, I'm going to buy a house. I'm like, bro, like you married my cousin. You need to get your shit together because that doesn't work. You need to build wealth now. You need to do the right actions now. You need to not be doing stupid things with your money. You need to take the right actions to take care of my family, right? Hence, Karen, if it's an emotionally frustrating thing to see people you care about doing the wrong things. Man, it frustrates me. You know why he does not listen to the things I tell him? He's never paid me. He doesn't have a real reason to, right? He doesn't actually want success. He doesn't actually want money. He wants to talk about it. He wants to act like he knows. He wants to act, right? Like it's persona. It's perception of like, as long as everybody around me thinks I'm doing good, that's what matters. No, what matters is that you can actually provide for your family. What matters is that you don't have to go to work. You can spend time with your kids. And it's okay if you recognize that's what matters. It's about the experiences. It's about the time. It's the emotional state you're in, right? It's like, hey, I'm in a great state every day because I don't have to go deal with somebody else's bullshit, right? I put whatever I want into my life. The clients I take on, the students I work with, my partners, these are people I like. No, I care about. I love them, right? I would never work with a client. I would never work with a student. I would never take somebody in if I didn't like them already. Your money's not like, I don't need this. I charge this for you. I charge to make sure you show up. It has nothing to do with me because I've still got all my real estate. I still have the other businesses that are cash flowing, right? And we just started another business. Who's already on Alchemist Connect? Who's already seeing the power of that thing? Man, insane. That's residual income. Every time I put somebody on, I help them become more successful. I'm still getting paid for that, right? So when I take on a student, and I only take on 2 students a year, I used to say 3, but that became kind of a pain in the butt. I take on 2 like one-on-one students a year. I go all in on those relationships, right? That's people I'm going to spend time with every single week. And the people that I'm mentoring, they know, I love both of you, Melanie, Greg, like I love our conversations. I love seeing your success. It's a blast for me. Mentorship is not something to take lightly. And I want every one of you to be a mentor one day. I really do. I truly, genuinely hope and I pray that that's your desires to become a mentor. And that's one of the reasons I teach this principle so fervently, like so passionately, is because I care deeply about your ability to be a mentor. A mentor must at all times have their mind right? When I prepare for these calls every Saturday, I make sure my mind is in the right place. If it's not, I change something, I fix something. Because if I come out here and I'm not the right energy, that energy is transferred to the people I care the most about, the people who are out here being successful. Think about, you're a mentor to your children, you're a mentor to your spouse, you're a mentor to people at work, right? So if your energy isn't right, are we snapping at people that we should be snapping at? Are we saying the wrong things? Are we poisoning them with bad mindset? In the mentorship, we talk a lot about the word need. We talk about the word try, right? We talk about, I can't do that. You don't know how, or you don't want to, but that's okay. That's truth. But can't is not really a reality. So your words could accidentally be getting into other people's minds right now, right? Just because you don't know what you don't know. It's not what you think you know that's dangerous. It's what you don't know that just ain't, that you think you know that just ain't so. Like the things that you don't know. It's a very dangerous concept to go out there and be telling people things if you don't have the clarity yourself, if you're not in a positive state of mind. Hence, Karen, if you know, you've probably made this mistake, once or twice. So being a mentor is a big responsibility. It's the most important work you'll do in your life. Absolutely. Choosing a mentor, if they don't take it that seriously, that's not the right person for you. If they're not taking seriously their own personal development, their own mindset, their own abilities, their relationships, you can afford to move on to somebody else. There are plenty of people who know what they're doing out there. There are plenty of people who will want to see you be successful. My mentor personally still calls me, texts me, checks in on me, sees up that I'm doing okay. And in fact, he texted me yesterday, just would like to know a funny text my mentor sent me. I won't go into all the details, but he said the premise of it was a quote from Sun Tzu. And he sent over and he said, if you spend enough time on the riverbanks, eventually you'll see the bodies of your enemies floating by. And it was in response to a social media post of somebody who used to like rag on my business back in the day when I was just starting. They used to rag on my posts on social media. They're just like a real troll on the internet. And now they're getting dragged through the mud by somebody else. And I was always so good to that person. Always talked well about them, treated them well. And he just sent that over to me and he's like, hey, look at this screenshot, stay on the riverbanks long enough and eventually you'll see your enemies floating by. So stay in a space around people who root for you. My mentor has no reason to root for me. He genuinely loves me. He wants to see me do well. And I feel the same way towards him. We've worked together on deals now. We've partnered up on things. And my intention is always and always will be to acquire his portfolio whenever he decides he's ready to let it go. And that's, the intention I want every one of you to have is, because he used to say, why are you training our competition? Why are you out there training our competition, Walter? I used to tell him, like, Dave, like, I'm not training our competition, man. I'm training our replacements. Like, you think I'm going to just invest in this small city for the rest of my life? There's way bigger things out there for me to do. And he sees it now. He sees I'm living in Florida. We're investing in tech companies. We're investing in digital virtual real estate. And we're doing these different kind of plays. And we're talking about doing some big developments. And he's like, man, like you did all the things that you said you would. And, like that's, your mentor wants to see you successful if they're the right person. We're catching this? That's up to you to choose your mentor. You have to decide the person that you're choosing. Remember, 3 coaches, health, wealth, relationships, 2 mentors, 1 local, 1 out of town, and 1 mastermind. And the mastermind, we'll talk about the power masterminds over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Who's already got one? Who's got a mastermind that is started or they're thinking about starting? In the Recession Proof Challenge, I talk a little bit about creating a mastermind, how to do it, why you should do it. And it's nothing more powerful. Me and the other coaches like Mitch Jorsky on here, Dr. Terry Wager, Doug McGurk, Ron, Darina, like we wouldn't be where we're at if we weren't running our personal mastermind. It keeps us together. That gives us information that, guides us and helps support each other. So, hey, you're going to do that. Cool. I don't have to do that. I'll go do this. And we support and we work together on things like you'll see at the summit. At the summit, it's a big event with a lot of people coming into it and doing a lot of different things. That makes it a lot easier for me to just do my one thing, which is crush it on stage. Make sure that I'm delivering the best that I can. And Scam, if you know that you can operate your business like this, if you know you're going to surround yourself with the right people, the right mentors, the right contacts, the right mindset. So as we go forward today, I want you to think about this. Think about who you wrote down on that piece of paper, who you're going to connect with, who is that mentor who can get you to the next level. And I want you in the recession-proof challenge. I don't care if you're rich as fuck. I want you in the recession-proof challenge. I don't care if you're broke as hell, if you can't afford the $97. Look, don't tell me you can't afford $97, right? You've heard me say this before. You can tell me you don't like my hair. You tell me you don't like my teeth, my beard, the fact that I'm wearing these little blue things in my ears. Don't tell me you don't have $97 to change your life. Get yourself around 100 people who can make your life, your goals possible. 100 people who want to move you forward in the same thing that you're doing. By the way, here's a very interesting story about 100 millionaires. Would you like to know why this is such an impactful number and specific type of person? Ask Karen if that's interesting to you. It takes 100 accredited investors to become a real estate investment trust. Write that down, set that goal. It will take, if you want to take your company public and get the REIT status, you'll be required to have 100 millionaires, 100 credited investors in your business. It's an interesting way to look at this thing that we do, this building millionaires, surrounding yourself with millionaires, collecting 100 millionaires. It's an arbitrary goal until you look at, if you're looking to build a real estate investment trust, you need 100 millionaires in your network. It's probably all you need, isn't it? They'll bring the deals, they'll bring the money. Give yourselves a round of applause for hanging out this weekend. I love seeing you every Saturday. So cool. Click the link in the bio if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all the other stuff. Let's open it up to questions. What do we got? Questions, comments, shares? What was your biggest takeaway? Or share a story about a mentor who's crushed it and changed your life. Go ahead, Amy. And then Thurman, you're up next.
Ravi asked a question in the chat and he's saying, how do you identify and evaluate if a mentor is the right fit for you?
So Ravi, the easiest question, and I love that. So Ravi's in our Recession Proof Challenge, a successful investor. You find out what your goal is and then ask them if they have that. And then decide, ask yourself, do I like this person? Like, do I like who they are? And do they treat their wife well? Do they, or their husband? Do they treat their kids well? Do they have good relationships with their siblings? Does a company have a good reputation, or is it a bad reputation? You know, ask yourself, like, do they do things morally, ethically, legally? You know, like, ask those questions, and then, you know, you make a decision. But it starts with your goal, right? First, it starts with your goal. I told Dorita when I first started, when I was hunting for women, my goal was, one, they had to be beautiful. That was non-negotiable, right? It had to be pretty. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have a conversation with them. So they have to have your goal. That's you know, for guys, maybe it was pretty. But then she had to have the right mindset. She had to have similar goals. She had to be willing to work on herself and understand that I was always going to be working on myself. Like, the person you met 2 years ago will not be the person that's in front of you 2 years from now. I will change. So in every relationship I've ever been in, like, oh, you changed, like, just upfront letting you know I will change. I want to be very clear with you. I don't know that the way I'm acting is just to get attention from you or not. So a year or two from now, I may discover my true self and I may change. Heads up. That is coming. And that was like early in the relationship. I was like, look, I may change, you may change. I want to be super clear about this. So when you're talking to your mentor, be like that blunt. Just be like mentally that aware that you want them to have the same goals as you. That's what should attract you to have the conversation. Then once you're in the conversation, do that, or you want them to have accomplished the thing that you want to do. Then it's, do they have the same goals as you? Are they moral? Do they do things ethically? Are they willing to take on a student? Like, what would be the thing that they'd be, you know, looking for in exchange? Is it maybe like you working for them for free or money or something along those lines? Go, Natalia, I'm gonna let you go right after Thurban. Go ahead, Thurban, because he put up the little yellow hand, so it's, you know, it's powerful.
Yeah, so I was wondering, once you decide to become a mentor, like, how do you decide, well, no, how do you, like, basically make yourself findable for people? Because I'll be honest with, I'll use myself for an example. Like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how I found you guys, but I think I got reached out to somebody on LinkedIn. They invited me to one of these. And then from there, it's just history. So, like, how do you make yourself, like, findable?
Man, I love it. So let's give Thurman a round of applause. That is marketing, my friend. And in fact, the way we reached you was actually sales. So we reached out to you. So you know, my budget's $30,000 a month is how I reach out to people, because we reach out to high level people, and my budget has now dropped down significantly to 5,000 because of Alchemist Connect. But at one point, I was spending $42,000 a month to make sure I was connecting with new people. So it does help to have a substantial business on the back end that is making money regardless of how much you spend on your marketing to connect with new people. That's one way, and I think that's probably the worst way to do it. So like, let me tell you my mistake first.
Mhm.
In the Recession Proof Challenge, I will show you how to build that network for free. I mean, literally free. Like you got to show up and do stuff. So that's anytime it's free, that means work's involved. But I will show you how to get in front of people who could use your mentoring, your target. So like it's a long answer to say what your particular marketing strategy should be, but over 30 days, we'll be able to build it for you.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. And the short answer is a very involved, deep marketing strategy. That is how you get in front of the clients that you want. You must know who they are, where they are, and then how to target them. And we work through all of that in the Recession Proof Challenge. One-on-one, man. Well, not one-on-one, one-on-many. It is a group session, but
Awesome.
you'll get the one-on-one. You'll feel what I'm talking about. Natalia, go ahead.
Okay, so we're talked about different mentors, one that's external, one that's local to you. What if there's no one local to you that's doing what you're trying to do with your business?
Then you might be the mentor.
My external mentor is in Colorado. She's the only one that I know that's done something like what I'm trying to do, but she's done it for estate planning. I want to do it for business planning, and no one here does it. So I'm like,
What are you trying to do?
So I am doing a hybrid law firm business consulting practice.
Okay,
And
so what does that actually mean?
what does it mean? I'm not going to give you the secret sauce.
There-
Come on, Natalia.
that's nobody's
The
gonna steal
secret
it from
sauce. I love it.
So
We're only on Facebook Live, Natalia. So
Yeah.
like, don't worry about it.
you.
So businesses, right? Businesses go to law firms to start their business or maybe create the paperwork, the agreements for
Sure.
operating their business, maybe some succession planning. But most people that start a business have no idea how to run a business. And so this is the consulting aspect of helping them implement systems, sales training, all of that other aspect that they really are missing to make their business successful.
So basically, you're a business consultant or a business coach,
But
And
that's
law
also
firms.
doing the law firm stuff. Mhm.
right? You're helping law firms. Okay.
No, not helping law firms. I have a law firm. I own a law
Oh,
firm. I'm
you
a lawyer.
are a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
love
so
it.
you're consulting to law firms.
No.
No.
Consulting
Business owners.
owners. Yeah.
So here's the, so let me explain this a little better. Her marketing strategy is that she's a law practice, and so she's drawing in business owners who need to get set up their structures, and she's getting these relationships. That's her main client. But what she's discovered is that they also don't have business skills, that they require business coaching. And so as an ancillary on top of addition, she's
Gotcha.
now looking to add the supplemental business coaching component, which I'll say, Natalia, you may not have somebody who's using the same marketing funnel strategy as you, but you do have plenty of business coaches, consultants in the Florida market who can show you in the ropes of what they're doing. And it may even make sense to partner with somebody so you don't necessarily have to do all the consulting. You can continue to work and focus on the really important part of your business, which is the marketing and sales.
Yeah. One of the things that you might think about is, are you getting yourself another job?
Mhm.
Because Doug is a business consultant coach. I'm a coach, business consultant. We both own consulting firms, and the coaching is labor intensive. And so when you're thinking about what you do, you're already a lawyer, you're helping people get their businesses protected and structured right. Then when you go into business coaching too, that's going to be a lot of hours that you're spending time with. And so you might want to look at that model a little bit before you commit to diving into that, there could be very easy ways to actually make more money with less activity from you.
Well, and the question I had when you said hybrid, does that mean hybrid of law and consulting or hybrid of delivery? That was the
That's
other.
where I got confused too.
Yeah. Hybrid can be very confusing
It's
sometimes.
it's like the packages of what we're selling, what we're providing our clients is both like obviously the legal service, but also the training that goes along with understanding how to run your business.
I love this. This is a fantastic product. And I think maybe even a call with Doug and Terry, because they've helped me build a lot of my educational products, my info space products. Especially Doug, because of like how long he's been in the info space and how many, like that's what his job is to help people build their speeches, their talks, like their products themselves in the back end. And then Terry has been in the business consulting space for a long period of time. So I would have a conversation with both of them and just check in and just say like, hey, what do you think? What do you suggest? What do I have here? But Natalia, I love that you're doing it. Let's give Natalia a big round of applause and Doug and Terry for jumping in, our millionaire coaches. Mitch, I'm going to ask you for a quote, a rap quote, if you can, dig deep into your soul, a rap quote about finding the right mentor, because we got to log off in 3 minutes. For everybody who's in the Recession Proof Challenge, heads up, we had to change it from 1 o'clock to 11 o'clock today because our mastermind is connecting at 12 o'clock today. So all mastermind members, yes, we're on. We'll be there at 12 o'clock. And all Recession Proof Challenge members, I will not be at the 1 o'clock. I'll be at the 11 o'clock because at 1 o'clock, I'll be in the mastermind. Hands camera, if that is clear, it makes a lot of sense. All right. Awesome. Mitch Jorsky, the Scaredy Cat Guide to knowing what the heck Bitcoin is and knowing what the heck real estate is. Go ahead, brother.
You got a busy
There's
day,
the book.
Walter. Busy day.
Serve,
Honestly,
man.
I don't know how you wrap. I'm going to say wrap multiple times. How you wrap a rap quote into finding a mentor. But I will say this: the late great guru once said, "Money's growing like grass with the mass appeal." So you mentioned earlier how some people haven't done it, or maybe they did it 20 years ago, and all they're doing now is basically getting that mass appeal because money be growing when you do that. So just pay attention to, have they done it? How long ago have they, did they do it? And use that as one of your determining factors on picking mentors and coaches, especially coaches. So, because bottom line is like, if you got a guy that was like, oh, I crushed it in day trading back in the internet, in the internet boom, it's like, yo, that was 20 years ago. Like the market is 10 times different now. Like what you were doing then doesn't work now, which is why you're not trading anymore. So definitely pay attention to that when it comes to, especially to coaches.
And can I
100%.
jump in on the mentor thing, Walter?
We got 30 seconds.
I've had a lot of mentors and I never looked at what I could get from them. It's always because I've been impressed with what they do and how they do it. And so I didn't go and try to get a mentor. I befriended them and I let them know how much I appreciate what they do, because that is the key for me. And I mean, I've had a number of mentors. It's always about me appreciating the art and skill that they have with what they do. And that's how I've always developed a mentorship for me. And I do not try to become somebody's mentor. I've never in my life tried to become somebody's mentor. I have a lot of people come to me and ask for mentorship in some way, but I don't go and advertise myself as a mentor. I'm just another guy doing stuff.
I love that. Absolutely true. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a blast this weekend. I love seeing you. I can't wait to see you again. Recession Proof Challenge, 11 o'clock. Cheers to success. We have a choice. Always work with the best.
The best,
See you over there.
the best.